Welcome back to the DJ Sessions, where we feature the best DJs, producers, and musicians from around the world. I'm your host, Darren, and right now we're in the DJ Sessions virtual studios in Seattle, Washington. Come to you live right now. Well, not live, live in a Zoom, but recorded for our viewers with none other than Lindsey Stirling and Mako coming in all the way from LA. How are you two doing today?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm just loving it. We're getting a little bit of good weather here now. Things are turning. We're coming out of the winter, looking back to getting outside and doing some outdoor events. And just things are going really awesome over here at the DJ Sessions. But what we're really here to talk about is the collaboration you two just did and the music video or song and music video, Lose You Now. I just got to say, I listened to it this morning because I'm been swamped with so much work, but I literally, and I know you've gotten so many comments that are the same to this, it literally moved me to tears. I was just feeling so peaceful. It's one of the words I read the press release, and it was just that word resonated with me, and it just made me feel like I was ascending into something different, to another level. And it was actually one of your instrumental only tracks, Guardian, off of your album Artemis, which congratulations on hitting the number one positions on the dance music, electronic albums and classical albums charts there. Many people felt that way, and just like yourself, once you heard Mako's version of it as well, it just moved you. What was for the music video, you helped direct that. What was your inspiration for the theme of for the video?
You know, I don't know. I listen to the song. Oh, like if I don't have an idea by the time like I've written a song, or because sometimes the music video ideas will even precede the song for me. They're so connected to me, the music and the visuals. And so for this one, obviously it was something that was like created in a very unique way. And Mako sent me the track after he'd written his part, so I just listened to it over and over again, and I just kind of went back to the place I wanted to show in a very symbolic way the journey that I went through of loss before reaching that feeling of, like you said, peace. Because, when you first lose anything, the feeling is not peace that you're left with, and you have to go through these stages. And so, that big bag that was carrying all the things that represented like the people I'd lost. And as I lost some of the things, feeling like I was losing the people all over again, and then ultimately learning the lesson that like they're always with us, and it's not the things, it's not the physicality, it's not even having them here that makes them, present in our life. Like spirits live on and they can still be with us. So that was kind of the theme of the video, was trying to like showcase the stages of grief that I went through, to arrive at like the peace that Mako so beautifully was able to express through his words.
And do you play video games? Are you a video game fanatic? Do you do anything in the video game realm?
Not a lot, actually. I don't do a ton. I mean, I dabble. Mako does, though, in a very
No,
unique way.
I'll be asking about that. The reason I ask is your video reminded me of a game that I used to play called Fallout. Mako might
Oh.
be familiar with this one, but it's set in the future, post-apocalyptic United States, and you're literally running through the wasteland.
Mhm.
And I just got immediately resonated with me, that game Fallout, that you were running through the wasteland and you're grabbing kind of things and stuff in them, because when you're in Fallout, you're kind of grabbing all these, they call it junk, and you're trying to make different things with the stuff you're collecting, but you're in this wasteland that you once knew. And I just felt you were traveling through this wasteland, but grabbing these very important items that were going to be your
Right.
memories. And then at one point, this wasn't necessarily the theme of the game Fallout, but you transcend and you have this, I don't know if it would be well, you would describe it probably as an angelic experience, where this power comes around you and just surrounds you with like this psychic energy, whatever the energy was. It was amazing. By the way, go watch
Thank
the video.
you.
And seeing that transformation, that is very, that narrative is a lot in a lot of video games. That narrative happens where you have
Mhm.
the young adventurer that eventually levels up and try to just becomes powerful. And I was just wondering if any video games had been the influence, or if you were a video game, played video games that
Yeah.
had influence on that.
Not particularly video games, but I've always loved like the post-apocalyptic aesthetic, and it felt so perfect for this song, especially because like you called it a wasteland that like, and it was almost like I was going through the wasteland of my memories of my past, that now felt so dead, and but then realizing, anyways, having the moment of transcending. And I think that's something that like we all search for, not once, not twice, but like a million times through our lives as we go through like hard experiences. You have to go through it, feel all the pain, go through your own wasteland, and then you have to figure out, okay, how will I, transcend this? And I just felt that experience of like literally like angel wings wrapping around me several times. It's not a constant feeling. It's not something that I feel all the time, but I've had these incredible special moments where I was like, it felt so powerful and undeniable that like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I'm in the arms of my angels right now. And it's special. It's something that I was trying to portray. And I loved watching the reaction videos of it, because when that moment would happen, you could see people's faces like, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I got to portray like a piece of what I felt through that.
Absolutely. And Mako, you're no stranger to video games yourself. I know this is supposed to be a music show, and I'm kind of going into the video game directions with it. But you do work with the hit game, I mean, worldwide phenomenon game, League of Legends. And you just released a recent album yourself, Fable. And the two of you collaborating together, how did that actually come together? I was reading the press release, but how did you two like get connected?
What's weird is that it's one of those things that just makes way too much sense. And I think it took a couple of years to actually intersect. But my background is in classical music. I love movie music. I love fantasy video games, and I make electronic music. And it's just like the Venn diagram of the things that Lindsey's interested in and I'm interested in is just giant. And so we had met at a session years prior with a film composer, but didn't really like interact much. And then it wasn't until she started working on Artemis, her last album, that we sort of got involved. And like, it was just one of those things that connected so quickly. I mean, mainly because we couldn't even record music because we'd just be chatting away for hours at the beginning of each session. Like, we just got along really famously, and then the music really worked well. And so, like, getting a chance to work with both Lindsey and Amy Lee on Love Goes On and On and Artemis was like an absolute dream for me, and it was effortless and so much fun. And so when the word came around that Lindsey was looking for that vocal for Guardian, it just, everything connected like crazy. And it was as easy as just like, shooting a text message over and then just getting going and talking about it. And it just like, it's the way that music should be made, which is just like, people that get along great, actually having great ideas together and sharing those ideas and then just going for it. And so like, it's just been the great chapters for me, is getting to work with Lindsey and work on this song specifically.
Awesome. I have a viewer question for you. It leads right into that. Is if both of you could have a dream collaboration, like the both of you working together could have a dream collaboration, is there a certain producer, instrumentalist, or vocalist that you would like to work with one day? And that's coming from Nick Wax, one of our ardent fan viewers, by the way.
What do you got, Lindsey?
Ooh, actually, Amy Lee was like my dream collaboration before. So like, I got to do that with you, and that's pretty cool. And so now, honestly, it would be John Williams. I love John Williams.
We've got time. Let's make it happen.
We got time. Yes. Okay, Mako, what's yours?
I'm going to have to say John Powell is my favorite film composer, because he's the one that convinced me to stop playing French horn and start writing music, because I heard his score for How to Train Your Dragon in college, and I was just like completely like I was just like moved by it. And I was like, this has to be what I do now. And I think, I don't know, a lot of people have those kinds of folks that like basically make them start making music. But I would love to collaborate with him as well. So we'll bring John Powell, John Williams, Lindsey, and Mako.
Awesome. That is awesome. I was just actually in an interview with Cut Chemist earlier this week, and one of the first albums he had ever was gifted by his parents was the Star Wars soundtrack on vinyl. And it kind of changed his musical tones and overtones to where he actually started collecting records, and eventually the first collection of records that he ever owned was the James Bond soundtrack on vinyl. And I mean, this guy is a legend. So it's just interesting of how much influence, John Williams would have. And then, obviously the other people you brought in. One thing I wanted to ask you, Mako, is goes way back to our early days with the DJ sessions. You collaborated with Sander Van Doorn back in the day. I remember we can go way back. I can show you the footage on our website in, sitting with him on a couch for the first time, right when his career was getting started. I just wanted to try to drop that in there. It's awesome to see people that I've interviewed so many years ago to keep growing and collaborating with others. Is there something you would like to say to any up and coming producers to watch out for when it comes to making their careers successful? This is to the both of you, by the way.
Absolutely. I mean, you said it yourself. Like, it's amazing when you're in the industry long enough, you just start to see like all these kids, I was an annoying little kid passing out my flash drive to people. And then, these kids like have beautiful careers and they like actually start to find their way into the fabric of music. And it's so exciting. And that release with Sander was my very first label release. That was me in my little apartment struggling to pay the rent, just being like, oh my, I can't believe I collabing with Sander Van Doren. And that was, I don't know, like 7 or 8 years ago. It's amazing that you brought that up because that was like such a faraway memory for me, but really fond memory. And I think for anybody out there, just like stick with it and follow what you love. This is like a dream industry to be able to make music. So just go make your favorite music and make it for a long time. And then, things will happen.
Absolutely. Lindsey, any advice you'd want to give to up and coming producers, musicians?
I love what you said, Mako. It literally, like, do it for a long time. Like, a lot of people are like, well, I tried and failed. And you're like, well, like, I think so many artists or anybody in this industry pretty much has that story that could have been, I tried and failed. Like, but we all stuck out that failure because it happened not once, but many times before we ever became anything, And so it really is just like a game of perseverance and not getting jaded so that you don't want to do it anymore. If you can just still love what you do and persevere, like your chance will eventually come. And I strongly believe that. And also I just think trusting your gut, if it's telling you to keep going, like never stray from that. Cause like this will never lead you astray.
I'm glad you both brought that up. Not staying focused, staying on target, and just keep following with what your gut tells you to do. Producing music and being in the studio for countless hours behind the computer screen or in the studio, it takes hours and hours and hours doing that, sculpting your beats, making the tracks perfect the way you want them. What do you two do in your spare time to stay fit?
I think people often think that like because I dance and play the violin, they're like, oh, you must always be in shape. I'm like, well, no, I only do that when I'm on tour. Like I don't like dance around my house all the time. So, I mean, honestly, I make myself work out 30 minutes every day. I don't have I'm not an overachiever in it, and it's kind of funny. I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying to be a hero, but I make myself work out 30 minutes every day. Otherwise, I literally sit and play the violin, sit and edit, sit and, make music. Like my life is very sedentary. So 30 minutes of Pilates every day, YouTube videos, lame as it gets, but I do it.
She's good with hiking too, by the way. Are you still getting out there as much?
Oh, I need to. I haven't left my house in days.
That's the thing with all this too. And I like Lindsey, I just sit in front of my desk and make music all day. So I think for me, it's just making sure that I have healthy food in the refrigerator behind me, and then getting about like 30 minutes in a day is super important.
I literally just picked up Tai Chi myself, and I'm watching the YouTube videos and getting into Tai Chi as well as some of that movement with meditation philosophy. It's just definitely staying healthy is one of the key things that you have to do in this industry to balance work-life balance. I burnt myself out numerous times over the past 28 years to where I didn't even want to pick up a video camera. I didn't want to do an interview. I'm like, I'm just taking a break for it. But after finding my work-life balance, I've been able to just excel exponentially in so many different ways. So definitely it's good you have those outlets to definitely keep that work, life, and health balance in effect. Going to another question from one of our viewers, targeting more Lindsey, but Mako, you play the piano as well. If you didn't play the violin, and Mako, if you didn't play the piano, because I see a keyboard over there over your shoulder there, I'm assuming that's one of your go-to instruments. What instrument would you like to pick up and learn and play? And that comes from Tim Yu.
Got you. Well, don't let Mako fool you. I think he mentioned it maybe before, but he's a French horn. Like he was a French horn major at Juilliard. So like Like, not just like, oh, I dabbled in elementary school. Like, he like plays the French horn. But for me, it would be piano. I have so much, like, I can't believe I didn't play the piano when I was growing up. So that's for me.
I'm going cello. That's like, to me, like one of the most beautiful instruments, and I try and write for it. And I just got one just to make noise on it, but I have to ask Lindsey how to rosin the string because I have no idea what I'm doing.
I got you.
Oh, that's awesome. And if you two have a tour planned for 2021, I'm excited to see that because I looked at the dates. I looked at who you have potentially coming along with you on that tour. One of my favorite artists. I fell in love with her 6 years ago when I saw the video Hideaway. I can't get enough of it. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine just posted it on Facebook the other day, and I said, "Did you see the Russian video of it? The Russian remake video of it?" And she just got a kick out of it. It's hilarious.
Oh, I need to watch that.
I've never actually looked up how to pronounce her name correctly, so please help me with one. Is it
Kaisa?
Kaisa. It is
Yes.
Kaisa. Okay, I always have said it the wrong way. So Kaisa, you're coming on in that tourist plan, and you're coming to WAMU Theater here in Seattle. Believe it's July. Let me scroll down. July 12th, 7 p.m. I'm so excited. I can't wait to come. Yes, I know. I'm so excited. But if there was any other musicians for one of your tours that you could tour with, who would that be?
Gosh, well, first of all, I'm so hoping that we get to tour, and I know it might look different than, tours in the past, but I think everybody's ready to do whatever it takes to go out whenever they can. So I'm super excited. We're excited to go with Kaisa, and I'm so excited that we'll be able to like perform Lose You Now on the stage live. And then who else would I bring? I would someday love to open for Pink. She's my favorite live performer ever. She is so cool, so strong, so like you go to her show and you leave just being like, I'm strong, I'm a woman, I rock. Like there's no one like Pink.
Mako, how about you?
So I saw this concert a couple of years ago. It's this Icelandic band called Sigur Rós. Do you know them?
I don't off the top of my head, no.
So there's just these three magical people from Iceland, and they perform with the Los Angeles Philharmonic, like the orchestra here at Disney Hall. And for some reason, I was just like bawling the whole concert. It was just so powerful. And I was like, oh my God, if I could like join that energy at some point. I mean, I'm not an Icelandic boy, unfortunately, but like that would probably be my like thing.
That would be amazing. That's, you mentioned Pink earlier, Lindsey, and a few years back when she was on tour here in Seattle, I run another company. It's a mobile billboard company, but it's basically a big glass box on the back of the truck. And we put a live streaming studio in it so we could take it to events and do interviews and do our show live. And we actually drive it around now and put DJs in the back of it and drive around through the city, basically kind of like a concert on wheels. And it's really awesome. We call it the mobile sessions. But what hit me when you said Pink was that when Pink came to town a few years back, we actually did the campaign for them and wrapped our truck in pink, put a bunch of girls dressed in outfits, in pink shirts in the back, and played Pink music as loud as we could. You could hear it from about a quarter mile away as we were driving through the streets of Seattle promoting the tour. So definitely resonates that power that she brings is definitely hits. And, just had a hand working on something that was kind of in conjunction with one of her tours. It just was awesome to be a part of that. We limited time. I know you two are two busy people, got a lot going on down there and tons of other stuff to get going on. Is there anything else you want to let our DJ Sessions viewers know about? Let them, any other project, anything you're working on that's coming up? Lindsey first.
Usually I have a great answer for this question. And right now the answer is I have no clue. That's a hard thing to say as an artist. We all want to act like we're so busy and like, oh my gosh, and we got so much happening. But, sometimes the honest truth is like, and I want to say this honestly, because I feel like so many people are struggling, feeling like they don't know what to do next. And so, yeah, for anyone who's listening that maybe doesn't know what is coming next for you, that's a scary feeling. And I'm sitting in it and realizing that that's okay to be there. So anyways, that's my message to anybody, because I feel like a lot of people are feeling that right now.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, that's my answer. I don't have, I'm trying to learn to produce. So got any tips, Mako? You can send them my way.
I always love when you'd send me the like 10 or 11 p.m. at night. Like it was like, how do I cut up this audio file on Logic? Like you're trying to make an edit for something at the last minute. I love that answer. That's so true, by the way. That like we're always like pretending that we have so much to do, especially in LA. But it's like, you know, it's COVID and it's crazy and it's intense, and it's not always the case. Like sometimes it's just like a little scary, and we just need to go find something else to dive into. And I don't have anything else either. I mean, I just released the album Fable that you were so nice to mention. I mean, go stream Lose You Now. I love this song so much. I'm so excited that we're pushing this out. And I'm working on a TV series for League of Legends right now that's going to come out, you know, hopefully 2021. So just keep an eye out. And there's going to be a TV show that's going to be really cool coming.
That's awesome. And, you know, definitely, where can people find out more information about the both of you? You know, where they can go check out this video. I know it's on YouTube, Lose You Now. Check it out there. I put it out over on my socials this morning. So I'll be putting it out there more and more, sharing it. But where can people grab the links to share that from? Lindsey, I'm not sure which direction you are on Zoom.
I mean, go to YouTube and watch the video and share it however you want. Like, I'm so proud of this video and this project, and I feel like the music video is one of the best ways to capture the whole story. So I hope people go check the music video out, and I also do hope you check out Mako's new album Fable. It's really good. He's so talented, and so I think he does such a variety of stuff, so you gotta check out his music as well.
Awesome. And Mako, where can people find out more information about you?
Yeah, just it's Mako is all my social handles. Just come say hi.
Awesome. Just say, Lindsey, one thing before we let you get going, I noticed on your website, I did want to touch base on this. You do run a nonprofit charity outreach program right now called the Upside Fund. I wish I would have rolled that back before we did the outro, but it's okay. Tell us a little bit about the Upside Fund before we let you both get going here.
Yes. I've been doing like a giveaway, or basically helping people pay medical bills every Christmas for the last few years. And then when COVID happened, I thought, you know what, I want to do more than just like my Christmas thing. Like, I want to make it more official so that I could give more in a you have to have it right so you can legally give away money when it gets to a certain amount. So, so I created the Upside Fund just to help people that were struggling with COVID. And the thing that's been so beautiful about it is I had so many fans not only come and say, I need help, but I had so many fans say, I want to give as well. And so the Upside Fund has become a place where people can come to ask for help, or they can come to give help. You can go there to give or receive. And it's been a really beautiful thing to see amongst my fan community. This place where people can help each other and be helped. And it's been, just the messages I've gotten of, it's been a really cool experience to be able to like give at this time.
Yeah, it's one of the founding missions of the DJ Sessions. Before we actually were called the DJ Sessions, we were ITV Live presents the DJ Sessions, and one of our missions was to always help artists and musicians, producers, people get exposure, because they didn't have the ability to buy all the video gear, the video equipment, the know-how how to produce, live stream, all of that, and basically let them come in, be them and who they wanted to be, and feature them through our platform, through our studio. And the DJ Sessions itself, the DJ Sessions Event Services, is a nonprofit charitable organization that helps to give back to the community and helps grow to foster music development, growth, and all of that. So it's just awesome to see people doing something to give back in multiple ways, not just through the music and how your music has changed. Both your music has moved me this morning. I mean, I am moved. And that in itself is a gift and a blessing that both of you have that talent to do that for people, but also being able to give back to others in a way is just amazing. So I want to say thank you so much for the both of you taking the time to come in and talk with me. We will be running down that mobile studio I talked about. We're planning a road trip series. So I'd love to maybe connect with you two down in LA. When we hit down there, one of our resident DJs has residency down there, and we'll be planning a road trip. So maybe we'll see you on the road here soon. If not, when you come to Seattle, we'll see you here. It's Lindsey Stirling and Mako on the DJ Sessions. Don't forget to go to our website, thedjsessions.com. Find us on Facebook, hashtag us on Twitter, Instagram. You know how to do it. It's the DJ Sessions, where the music never stops.